Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Extension Live. I am Dr. Crystal Gosser, Doctor of Clinical Nutrition and Education Specialist with Life Extension. We're so happy that you have chosen to view our show today. We have a special guest today for our show. But before we get started, I always like to just give a shout out to those of you who are watching. Donna. Hi, Donna. I have my phone here. I'm multitasking so that I can see who's here with us. Viola, thanks, Viola, for joining us. Shelly, Helene, Jerry, thanks again. Look, we're live because we want to interact with you real time. We really appreciate your support. So all throughout the show, I'll be checking some of your comments, checking some of your questions, and hopefully I'll be able to, or we will answer some of your questions. Me and our special guest will be able to answer some of your questions today. Pam, thanks again. Julie, thanks again. We appreciate all of your support. Thanks again. So, lab testing, that's what this show is all about. And we do know that one size does not fit all. Personalization, customization is the key to optimizing your health. And one of the main ways to do that is through lab testing. You want to know what's going on. If you're taking supplements, you're trying to figure out how much should I take? Am I taking enough? Then, lab testing is a way to customize your supplement regimen. And it also helps you to identify things that could be going on in your body that you just don't know about. So it's all about prevention as well. And to who's joining us to kind of give us more insight on this is Dylan Blaiwes. Hi, Dylan.
Everybody. Hi, Dr. Crystal. To be here.
Hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, everyone, Dylan is Life Extension's Blood Lab Manager. Dylan, it's been a while.
It's been a few hours.
So, we are not, well, I'm not in the office, but Dylan is at our retail store in Fort Lauderdale. And thank you for cleaning up the back. I know that you all are getting ready for a big move.
We are moving locations to a much bigger, glamorous store and lab. So if any of you are in the area, definitely invite you to come check out our new location. We should be open May 10th, so come by anytime after that.
Awesome. Yeah. So when we did a rehearsal session, I'll let you all know, there were boxes all in the background. And then we said, maybe if we can clean up some of those boxes. So I appreciate Dylan tidying up. He tidied up just for you all out there. So we thank Dylan for that.
We weren't going to talk about my mess.
Look, Dylan, we talk about everything here on Life Extension Live. It is not your traditional show. This is what we call infotainment. So we like to give information, but we like to have a lot of fun along the way. So, as a blood lab manager, do you ever get questions of like, what does that really mean?
Absolutely. I mean, some people know what it's like to go to a blood lab, like a Labcorp, or at their doctor's office or hospital, and probably familiar with lab staff and management. But a lot of people aren't aware that Life Extension, we offer direct consumer lab testing all across the country. So, we've got hundreds of orders that come in every day for over 250 lab tests that we offer through a partnership with Labcorp. And we really try to help empower people to get information about their health by being able to order and receive results for tests to see what's going on in their body.
Yes. Now, I've talked to my friends and family about our lab testing services, and they always seemed like, Wow. Well, how does that work exactly? I think in their minds it seems like a really complex process, but it's quite simple. And I would love for you to just walk our listeners and our viewers through that process. Help them to understand that it's, two snaps
Absolutely.
and done.
Yeah, it really is that simple. We try to make it as seamless as possible for you to be able to order a test and get results. So it's as easy as going onto our website, looking through a test catalog, picking out a test, adding it to your shopping cart, checking it out, and then within 24 hours, we send you an email with the requisition that you bring to a local Labcorp area, and they'll draw your blood, and that's all you need to do. After that, we send you your results when they're available, and you're able to give us a call and talk to one of our great wellness specialists to go over those results and get suggestions on lifestyle, dietary interventions. So it's really easy to be able to order a test and get results.
That's fantastic. And, they always ask, well, do you need insurance? What are the details with that? And why would someone want to have lab testing done through, let's say, Life Extension versus through their doctor?
Those are great questions. So we don't do any kind of insurance billing, third-party billing. Now, it's a little unconventional because most people are used to going to their doctor, paying a copay, getting a script for some lab work, paying another copay to get the result over them, and then a few months later getting a bill because they have a big deductible with their insurance, and those lab tests cost thousands of dollars. So a lot of people are just tired of the headache. They're stressing about the process, and so with this direct consumer service, you're able to pay a flat fee, know exactly what you're getting, and have the results sent directly to you. You don't need to make multiple trips and take time out of your schedule to find out what your glucose is like.
Yeah, and that's something that I really like. And I'll share a quick story and then we'll get into the labs. But I can remember when I first moved to Florida and I started working at Life Extension, and, I started learning about all of these cool, testing things that you should look for. So I went to my doc and I said, hey, doc, I want you to do it all, test it all. And my doctor, I found an open-minded doctor, and the doctor gave me the lab script, and she said, oh, whatever you want, just, check it off. And so I did that. And of course, me, I went wild. I was checking off everything. And so I had my lab testing done, and I did receive a bill in the mail a month or so later. And I mean, this bill was, I'm not even going to say how much, but, it took me a while. I was just getting in, starting my career. So I had to, try to figure out a way to pay it off. But, that's something, to consider is, the discounted prices that Life Extension has negotiated with our, our main partner, Labcorp, is tremendous. And the process is really simple. I know Helene was asking, how does it work? You just order this online, call in or order, and we send you the paperwork. Once you get to Labcorp, you do not have to pay anything else at Labcorp. So it's a really seamless process. Now, Dylan, tell us about some of our most popular labs. Like what lab would you say that most people order?
Well, our top selling panels, and what we do, to your point, we group a lot of different tests together in ways that we think fit people's lifestyle needs or health goals as best as possible. So two of our top selling panels are our male and female panel, really trying to target a wide variety of health concerns, heart health, hormones, vitamin, mineral status, your routine lipid and chemistry screens. And those are really the best starting point for most people to get a broad overview of different health concerns and preventive health as well. And to your point, as far as the cost versus what Labcorp would typically charge, it's up to 90% less, really. It's quite an incredible value.
Wow, I didn't know it was quite that much, but that's amazing. So the male and female panel by far are the most popular panels. Would you are there any? I know we're talking about our top 4, so those are 2. Or I guess we could group those into one. Consider, but I personally like. So, do you think? I think that one nice one to consider that people may not think about.
Well, one of our best values as far as a panel, and really something people don't always like to think about, is our comprehensive weight loss panel, because I know it's got weight loss in the name, but it has so many different tests in there that impact more than weight management concerns. It's got hormones in there, it's got thyroid function markers, adrenal stress hormone, cortisol. It's got some routine markers like your hemoglobin A1C to look at, what your glucose management's like, and insulin. And, we also include things like vitamin D in there. So it's one of the best values we actually offer. And I think a lot of people hear things about thyroid function, and so when they see weight loss, they might think, oh, this is just for losing weight, but it's kind of one of the lesser known but best values that we have.
Awesome. I want to comment, Jeff. I'm looking at some of our feed here. Jeff made a good statement. He says that we won't mention his insurance companies in the chat, but says that he has to run his own tests because are smug in their standard of care and ignorance of necessary tests to maintain decent health. Now, I am not knocking the conventional medicine established. You know that there are barriers to get some of the tests done. Times the doctor is hesitant because they know that maybe the insurance company won't cover the cost of that test. If you don't have the right diagnostic codes and things like that. So, we do see people who they want to know their long-term, their glucose management. And so you mentioned hemoglobin A1C as an example. It's not something that you will have in routine testing, but if you want to optimize your health, then those are the types of value that are. And so yes, thanks for sharing the information about the weight loss. Now I do want to just switch gears because we were talking about testing, our partnership with Labcorp, but I know that Life Extension offers some at-home tests as well.
We do have some at-home tests. I have a couple here, actually. One of my favorites is the Omega-3 Index Complete. And these kits, we supply. Some people aren't ready to go out of their home yet, understandably, or they just want more novel markers that you couldn't typically get with a regular blood test. So the Omega-3 Index Complete's great because, Crystal, I know your diet's perfect, but some of our viewers, they are looking to make some changes, and they may have implemented fish oil or omega-3s into their diet, and they want to make sure they're getting enough, or that they're not getting too many omega-6s, or maybe they just kind of want to get an idea of the overall fatty acid balance in their diet. So this is a really simple blood spot kit, great way to get some insight into your diet and supplement needs, and one of my favorites. Another one we have, and this is a sort of a new testing category for a lot of doctors and their even consumers, is stool testing. We know the microbiome is so important, and many people haven't even thought about assessing the quality of their stool and what that could reflect as far as bacterial abundance. Are there any pathogens present there, or just getting an idea of what is there? And the GI 360, this is one of our top selling and most cutting edge stool tests. It's so comprehensive and just gives so much insight into not just bacterial abundance and diversity, but also just stool chemistry. How well are you digesting your food, and can reveal so many different areas to target with things like probiotics or just overall diet and lifestyle changes.
Yes, and that's actually a test that that we'll be going into more detail on next week. We'll talk about 5 lab tests that you never heard of, and that was one that is on our list. I'll be reviewing that test with Dr. Mike next week. So yes, the GI 360 stool analysis. It's valuable information. That is one that I've actually have performed, and you learn so much about just how your body's digesting your food. So we'll go into more detail on that next week. Let's see. Now, are there any other tests that you want to highlight? I think we covered 4, right? So we covered the GI 360, we covered the Omega Index, weight loss panel, male and female panel, but we have lots of viewers watching. We can give them maybe one more if you'd like to share anything new.
Well, I could mention a couple of the other at-home tests that we offer, and we have 2 new ones this year. One is looking at urinary amino acid output, and this is another area where people think about amino acids, think about protein, but they may not realize amino acids are so essential for really everything in our body. Neurotransmitters, just overall metabolism, you name it, amino acids are somehow involved. And this urinary amino acid test, it's just a great way to know where to start. Do you need to focus on B vitamin supplementation? Do you need to focus on magnesium status or neurotransmitters? And it's just for those that are overwhelmed, they don't know where to start. It's just a great, simple way to get high-level, easy-to-interpret information about your overall metabolism and health. And another test we introduced this year, really more focused on women's health, is a bacterial vaginosis profile. It's an at-home swab. It's something that's conveniently done at home. You don't need to go to a doctor's office, and it's really a growing concern, and it's probably responsible for the majority of visits by women to their doctors, and I think it's just a wonderful test that we offer now. It's something that people have been asking for, and through our partnership with the labs we work with, we're able to offer this at-home kit to reveal information that was previously just so hard for women to get. They'd have to go to their gynecologist or otherwise and make multiple visits, and it's just such an advancement in people's ability to empower their own health.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dylan. This is great information. I do want to let everyone know that Life Extension has an annual lab test sale, and it's going on right now. So you can check out some of the tests that we talked about today and other tests at lifeextension.com/lab sale. Again, lifeextension.com/lab sale. And thank you so much, Dylan.
My pleasure. It's great to be here, Crystal. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to everyone.
Oh, that's great. Okay, everyone, we'll be with you next week. More information on lab tests. Again, next week we'll be covering lab tests you never heard of. And thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, send us. We still have lots of people watching. I don't see any questions coming in now, but if you think of any questions after the fact, the comment section will still be open. So send us a comment, and we'd love to engage with you and answer your questions. For Life Extension, I'm Dr. Crystal Gossard.